Good morning, students. In my previous lecture, I explained about the definition of center of mass and then position, velocity and acceleration of center of mass. Okay. In this lecture, I want to discuss about the center of mass of different objects like semicircular ring, semicircular disc and hemispherical shell and solid hemisphere, solid cone and then hollow cone. Okay, like this we are having the center of mass. Okay, either in IIT JEE Mains or JEE Advanced and then NEET or BITSAT or in any state engineering entrance exam, they are not asking the derivation. Okay, simply they are asking the direct formula and application of these one. Okay, based upon the center of mass of the cone or hemisphere, they are asking the what will be the moment of inertia or what will be the torque. So firstly in this lecture we will know the what is the center of mass for different objects, okay, in our NTA syllabus. Okay, and then we are seeing the applications of center of mass, block, bullet, explosion of bomb and motion of two bodies. Okay, and then finally I will come to the numericals on the center of mass. Okay, in my series of lectures, okay, in the coming lectures I will discuss entire the 2 to 3 lectures about on the numericals in the center of mass. Okay, please follow my video. Okay, regularly I am doing the theory as well as the numericals. Okay, fine. For semicircular ring, okay, for semicircular ring, the center of mass, okay, that is the center of mass, it will lies at, okay, that is YCM is equal to 2R by pi and XCM is equal to 0. Okay, suppose let us consider a semicircular ring having a radius r. Okay, then the coordinates of center of mass will be 0, 2r by pi, 0, 2r by pi, and then semicircular disc. Okay, for this semicircular disc we are having the center of mass, that is YCM is equal to 4r by 3 pi, and here also XCM will be 0. Okay, for hemispherical shell, okay, the center of mass, it is YCM is equal to r by 2 and XCM is equal to 0. Okay, for solid hemisphere, okay, that is it contains the half of the area of a sphere, okay, in which we are having the solid hemisphere, that is entire the hemisphere is filled with the particles, or we can say it is a matter. Okay, whenever it is matter, it may be contains either in solid state or liquid state or gaseous state. So this one is having the center of mass as, okay, 3r by 8 pi. Okay, 3r by 8 and XCM is equal to 0. Okay, and then for solid cone, okay, this YCM is equal to, okay, h by 4, and for hollow cone I can write it as hollow cone. Here also XCM is equal to 0, and for hollow cone it is YCM equal to h by 3. XCM is equal to 0. Okay, so especially the NEET students, okay, those who are going to appear for the medical entrance exam and BITSAT exam, okay, please all of you remember this. Okay, in the JEE Advanced they are asking the application based questions. Suppose if the solid hemisphere is rotated about its center of mass with a velocity v or with a velocity omega, then they are asking to find what is the moment of inertia. Okay, like that applications they are asking. We are having the applications of these objects in the rotational motion. Okay, and some part in the JEE Advanced means they are asking the on the hemispherical shell. Okay, they are asking the advanced questions in the collisions. So that's why these data it is the most important. All of you please remember it. Okay, and then that is what about the center of mass for different objects. Now coming to the applications of the center of mass, firstly I am having block and bullet system. Suppose let us consider, okay, I am having a block. Okay, in this block it is having a mass m. Okay, it is having a mass m. Okay, fine. The mass m is suspended with the help of a string. Whenever no force is applied, this block it is at rest. Let us consider a bullet. I am having a bullet, okay, which is moving initially. It is moving with an initial velocity u, such that whenever it reaches to the block, then what will happen? The block will oscillates and reaches to the extreme position. Say suppose this position I am calling A, this position I am calling B, and here it is C. The point of suspension it is C. That means this block is attained an angular displacement theta. Such that the block is raised to a height h. As the block moves from mean position to extreme position, okay, the velocity will be decreases, such that what will happen? Decrease in the kinetic energy is equal to increase in the potential energy. Now, firstly, I want to find what is the velocity of the bullet and block system. That is, what is the velocity of center of mass for the bullet and block system? Okay, I need to find VCM. In order to find VCM, what I am doing it is, at initial condition, before the bullet collides with or interacts with the block. Okay, that is initially let us consider bullet is having a mass capital M. Okay, bullet is having a mass capital M. So the momentum of the bullet initially it is m into u. Initially, that is before interaction of the bullet with the block, this block it is at rest. So I can write it as m into 0. The block it is at rest. Okay, after interaction, okay, both block and bullet, okay, are moving to the extreme point. That is, we have both the mass capital M plus small m. Both bullet and block are moving with a velocity which can be called as velocity of center of mass. So velocity of center of mass I can write as mu by capital M plus small m. Such that here now this is the velocity of center of mass. So whenever they gave the system and asked to find velocity of center of mass, then we need to apply the conservation of momentum. In the same case, okay, in your reference books or in all corporate study materials, you can see after this block and bullet system, we are having a man is moving on a plank. Then we need to find what is the velocity of center of mass of the man with respect to the plank. Similar application. Okay, here in this man and plank, man is moving with a velocity. So here man is correspondingly equal to the bullet, and the plank or the platform it is the block. That is initially and finally it is the plank is at rest. Okay, plank is at rest. Okay, fine. After getting the velocity of center of mass, here I want to find what is the height. Okay, what is the height? That means I can write it as the kinetic energy. The kinetic energy, that is, okay, in moving the object, that is, I can write it as half mv square, that is equal to, okay, during the motion, okay, the block will have kinetic energy. At extreme point, okay, both block and bullet will have the potential energy. That's why I can write as capital M plus small m into GH. Capital M plus small m into GH. So I can write it as H is equal to small m v square by 2 times capital M plus small m into G. Okay. Okay, fine. Now here I can write it as, okay, this kinetic energy is obtained after collision. After collision. So here I can write as, instead of V, I can write VCM square, or I can write it as, okay, V square is equal to 2 times capital M plus small m into GH by small m. That is, in terms of H we will get. In terms of H we will get. So V is equal to under root of 2 into capital M plus small m into GH by small m. By small m. Okay. That is, here we are finding with respect to velocity. Suppose instead of velocity, if they gave that the block is raised to a height h, then we will use this formula. That means both defines the velocity of center of mass, but here it is, in the equation 1, it is with respect to the initial velocity of the bullet and the masses. Here it is masses and the height raised by the block. Now I want to find what is the theta. What is the value of theta? Okay. In order to find theta, I am considering that the string is having a length L. So here is also length L. Okay. Let us draw a perpendicular, and this point I am calling E. So from the triangle CEB, I can write it as the value of CE as L cos theta. From the triangle CEB, I can write the value of CE as L cos theta. Right? Okay. Now, that means from this equation, I can write it as from the triangle CEB, I can write CE as L cos theta. Okay. But at mean position, the value CA is equal to L, and I can write as CA as CE plus EA. That is nothing but L is equal to CE means L cos theta, and EA, it is nothing but equal to H, So that implies H is equal to L times 1 minus cos theta. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, by knowing the value of the H, I can find the angle. That is, cos theta is equal to 1 minus cos theta equal to H by L. So cos theta is equal to 1 minus H by L. So theta is equal to cos inverse of 1 minus H by L. Okay. Like this, we will find the quantities, okay, quantities in the block and bullet system. Okay. This one, velocity of center of mass in terms of velocity, in terms of height, and then angle. Now, let us consider another sub case in this application only. Whenever the bullet is interacted, such that both the block and bullet reaches to extreme position. Let us consider that at extreme position, the bullet emerges out from the block. Emerges out from the block with a velocity v. Okay, with a velocity v. Then I want to find what will be the final velocity of the bullet. What will be the final velocity of the bullet? Okay, fine. Now, that is, you can see here, initially the bullet is moving with a velocity u, and initial velocity of the block it is 0. Of the block is 0, such that after interaction bullet is moving with a final velocity v. So I can write as m into v. And after collision or after interaction, block is moving with a velocity v1. Block is moving with a velocity v1. So I can write as capital M times u minus v is equal to small m into v1, where v1 is the velocity of the block and v is the velocity of the bullet. Suppose if I want to find final velocity of the bullet, I can write it as okay, capital M into v is equal to capital mu minus small m into v1. So final velocity of the bullet it is u minus small m by capital M into v1. I can write. Okay, that is the final velocity of the bullet. Suppose if they ask to find what is the final velocity of the block, okay, when bullet emerges from the block, that is, I can write it as v1 is equal to capital M into u minus v by small m into small m. Okay, like this we can find the final velocities of the bullet and the block by using the center of mass. Velocity of center of mass. Okay, fine. Now here it is that, okay, after the bullet and block, okay, here I want to find the next application. It is whenever the two masses are connected with the help of a spring. Then what will happen? That is, let us consider the two blocks having the masses as m1 and m2. Let us consider the two blocks having the masses as m1 and m2. Okay, fine. Suppose let us consider the diagram as I am having the blocks. This is m1 and here we are having m2. Okay, these two blocks are connected by a spring. Having a spring constant k. Then suppose initially both the blocks are moving, okay, with their velocities. Suppose it is v1 and it is v2, such that both the blocks are moving in the opposite direction. Then what will happen, as both the blocks are moving in opposite direction, spring will get compressed. So how much it is momentum is giving to the spring, how much the mass 1 is giving momentum to the spring, same momentum will give to the spring, such that the momentum or the force acted in opposite directions. So that's why we can say that it is the force or momentum in the spring is neutral, or spring will be in the equilibrium position. That means I can write it as m1 v1, okay, and m2 v2. Here it is that since v2 is moving in opposite direction, so I can write it as minus v2. Okay, so at a point what will happen, these m1 and m2 will comes to rest. Whenever it comes to rest, the final velocity will become 0. So I can write it as m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. m1 v1 is equal to m2 v2. Okay. From this I can find the velocities. From this I can find the velocities. Okay. Okay, fine. Here the compression in the spring, whenever it is get compressed, okay, the compression length or the length of the spring, it is very small or can be considered as negligible. Can be considered as negligible. Okay. Okay, fine. Now that is what about the second application, that is motion of two connected bodies with the help of a spring. Okay. And then third application is explosion of a bomb. Explosion of bomb. Okay. Let us consider, okay, an inertial frame of reference having the xy. This is the origin. Initially the particle is placed at origin. Initially the particle is placed at the origin. Okay. Whenever the bomb is projected, okay, such that it is moving in a projectile motion. It is moving in a projectile motion such that, let us consider that here I am having a bomb of mass m. Whenever it is projected at highest point, okay, the bomb is divided into three segments. That is, m is equal to, before the explosion the mass equal to m. Okay. After explosion it becomes into the three fragments such that the total mass is equal to m1 plus m2 plus m3. Here they will give the condition that, okay, that is first fragment is moving along the same direction. Okay, is along the same direction. Okay. Second one is moving perpendicular direction, and the third one is moving opposite to the direction of particle or opposite to the initial direction of the particle. Okay, it is opposite. Okay, it is along the direction, or we can say parallel to the initial direction of the particle. Now, like this type of questions, how we can solve? Means it is whenever a bomb is exploded, I can say that the momentum of the bomb before explosion is equal to the momentum of the bomb after explosion. So I can write it as m into u is equal to, that is the momentum of the bomb before explosion, that is equal to momentum of the bomb after explosion. At highest point, parallel direction is this one. Okay. Along the parallel direction I am considering as u1. Perpendicular means u2. Okay, here it is. Plus m2 u2, and opposite direction means it is u3. Okay. Now along the direction means, see here we are projecting with a velocity u, right? Okay, fine. Now here I can say that it is small m. I am considering along x component. Okay, that is I can write as m into ux equal to m1 u1 of x plus m2 u2 of x, second fragment, okay, along horizontal direction, and m3 u3 of x. Okay. In the second fragment it is perpendicular direction, so there will be no component along x direction, so it will become 0. At highest point, okay, okay, if the particle is moving in the perpendicular direction, okay, it will be 0. Now here I can write as m into u cos theta, where theta is the angle of projection. So here I can write as m1 u1 cos theta plus at highest point, okay, at highest point we are having only x component, we don't have any y component, okay. Okay, fine. Here it is m2 u2 cos theta, m2 u2 cos theta, and for u3, that is third fragment, it is moving in opposite direction. Whenever it is moving in the opposite direction, we can write as minus u3 cos theta. So I can write it as mu is equal to m1 u1 plus m2 u2 minus m3 u3. Similarly, I will consider the y component, that is mu sin theta. Okay, here it is u2 of y will be 0 and u3 of y, it is also 0, because the third fragment is moving opposite to the initial direction of motion of the bomb. Initial direction of motion of the bomb. Okay. Suppose let us consider we are having a bomb, okay, which is having a momentum p, which is having a momentum p at a particular point. Suppose at point A. Okay. After reaching the highest position, what happens it is this bomb is divided into three fragments, such that one is moving parallel to x-axis, another one it is moving parallel to y-axis, and the third fragment is moving along parallel to z-axis. Okay, fine. Then I want to find what will be the magnitude of the resultant momentum. Resultant momentum, that is initial momentum, I can write it as mu, such that I can write as p bar equal to px I cap along x-axis, the momentum is px, that is nothing but p1. Okay, along y-axis, that is py, that is nothing but p2, and along z-axis we are having the momentum, that is nothing but p3. So the resultant momentum equal to px I cap plus py j cap plus pz k cap, that is modulus of p bar is equal to magnitude of the resultant momentum is equal to under root of px square plus py square plus pz square. Px square plus py square plus pz square. Okay, like this we will find the momentum or we can say in this application we can say the what will be the momentum or velocity of any fragment, or we can find the resultant momentum. We can find the resultant momentum. Okay, fine. These are the applications are there. Okay, and correspondingly to the bullet and block system, we are having the motion of a man on a plank or motion of a man on a platform. Okay, and then so, and these applications are most important. If you can see in the collisions or rotational motion or another like work power energy, we will apply this center of mass. And in the advanced section, we are having I want to find what is the center of mass of a man with respect to platform or plank. Okay, so in order to find velocity or energy with respect to frame of reference, we can apply either the reduced mass or I will apply the work energy theorem. Okay, we are having the two techniques. Okay, fine. Now these are about the applications. Okay, these are about the applications. Now we'll see the numericals on this one. Okay, that is applications of center of mass. You can see. Okay, fine. Firstly, write down the question. That is two blocks A and B. We are having the two blocks A and B. A and B are joined together, are joined together with a compressed spring, with a compressed spring, with a compressed spring. Okay, when the system is released, when the system is released, okay, when the system is released, the two blocks appear to be, the two blocks appear to be, okay, appear to be moving with unequal speeds, okay, in opposite direction, as shown in diagram, okay. All of you draw the diagram. Here we are having a block that is A, okay, and it is connected to a spring to another block B, such that block A is moving with 10 meter per second towards right, and the block B is moving with a velocity 15 meter per second towards left, such that force constant is equal to 500 Newton per meter. 500 Newton per meter. Okay. Now, okay, we are having the options. That is, we need to select the correct statement. Okay. That is, the center of mass of the system will remain constant, and mass of block A is equal to that of mass of block B, and center of mass of the system will move towards right, okay. And the fourth option, it is impossible physical situation, okay. Now see here, okay, as we discussed earlier, okay, whenever the two blocks are moving in the opposite direction, as the block A moves towards right, the block B will move towards the left, okay, such that at any point, whatever the force is acted on the spring due to A is equal and opposite to the force acted by the block B. That means forces acted by spring due to A is equal and opposite to the forces acted by the spring due to B. So with this I can say that net force is 0. Whenever the net force is 0, I can say that center of mass remains constant or will remain stationary. That is, so the correct option will be center of mass will remain stationary. Okay, that is my first question. Now the second question, please write down. Okay, two bodies, we are having the two bodies of masses m1 and m2, such that m2 is less than m1. Okay, are connected to the ends of a massless cord, okay, and allowed to move as shown in diagram. As shown in diagram. Okay. The pulley is massless and frictionless. Massless and frictionless. Okay. Calculate the acceleration of center of mass. Calculate the acceleration of center of mass. Center of mass. Okay. That is, the diagram will be you can see the diagram carefully. Okay. Students, please understand the diagram. Okay. In your final paper, you can see in the NEET paper, out of 45 questions, 60% questions will have the diagrams. 60% of your physics questions will contain the diagrams, even in the JEE Mains or in the JEE Advanced. Okay. My sincere advice to all the students, either it is engineering stream or it is medical stream, okay, observe the diagram, every diagram carefully. Okay, carefully. Okay. Here in this system, I want to find the what is the acceleration of the center of mass. What is the acceleration of the center of the mass? Okay, fine. Now see here, they gave that it is m1 is greater than m2. m1 is greater than m2. Okay. Okay, fine. In the previous chapters, like Newton's laws of motion, okay, we found the acceleration, okay, for this type of system, or we found the acceleration for Atwood machine, or so-called the pulley. So-called the pulley. Now, first of all, I will draw the free body diagram, that is so-called FBD. That is so-called FBD. You can see the free body diagram. Okay, here it is the pulley. This is the pulley. It is having a mass m1. Okay, and this side we are having a mass m2. Okay, such that m2 less than m1 means I can write it as m1 is greater than m2. m1 is greater than m2. Okay, now whenever the masses are suspended from the string, with the help of a string from the pulley, okay, vertically downwards from the center of mass, of the object, we are having the weight, that is m1g and m2g okay, depends upon the masses. Here we are having the accelerations. So here it is, the m1 is having an acceleration, okay, it is moving downwards, and m2 is having an acceleration, okay, a, which is moving upwards. Now we can see that here it is apart from the mechanical force, or we can call it a driving force, and the weight, we are having a tension will act towards the point of suspension. A tension T will act towards the point of suspension, that is the T. Okay, so here I can write it as, acceleration of center of mass is equal to m1a1 plus m2a2 divided by m1 plus m2. Can I write? Okay. See, here acceleration for the first body, it is coming downwards. That means the acceleration for m1, it is increasing. So I can consider it as, whenever the acceleration is increasing, will indicate with positive sign. Whereas for the second object, since the second object is moving upwards, that is acceleration is decreasing. So we will indicate with minus here. Here it is, both the blocks will have the same acceleration. So I can write as ACM is equal to M1A, okay, minus M2A. That is A2 equal to minus A. Okay, that is A1 equal to A and A2 equal to minus A. Okay, students, once again I am repeating why A2 it is negative means since the object is moving upwards, acceleration is decreasing. Okay, but for M1 the block is moving downwards, that is acceleration increases. Okay, whenever the acceleration increases, okay, we will indicate with the positive sign. Decreases means negative sign. Okay, divided by M1 plus M2. So acceleration of center of mass I can write as M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into acceleration of the particle. Acceleration of the particle. Since, okay, in the previous chapters we know that the acceleration of this particle I can write as M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. M1 minus M2 by M1 plus M2 into G. So acceleration of center of mass I can write it as M1 minus M2 divided by M1 plus M2 whole square multiplied by G. Multiplied by G. Okay, like this we can find the acceleration of the center of mass of a pulley system. Okay, fine. Okay, for some time see the thing.